Time Warner Cable is pleased to be an underwriting sponsor for Carolina Week.
Coming up on the April 16th edition of Carolina Week.
UNC just released the inaugural list of Phillips ambassadors. What's a Phillips ambassador, you might ask yourself? Stick around to find out.
Coming up, I'll tell you why one bus driver is in trouble for talking too much on the bus.
In sports, the men's baseball team welcomed Duke to the Bosch this weekend with Carlisle Cup points on the line.
Weathercaster Mallory Nichols is here with your Carolina Week 4-day forecast.
All that and some inspiration from nature you won't want to miss. Carolina Week starts right now.
From the School of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, this is Carolina Week.
Hello and welcome to the Monday edition of Carolina Week. I'm Kate Schoen.
And I'm Adam Rue. Thanks for joining us.
It's hard to not be affected by today's shootings at Virginia Tech. Our thoughts and prayers are with everyone touched by this terrible tragedy.
On Wednesday, Carolina Week will take a look at how UNC officials would handle a similar crisis. You'll want to make sure to join us for that report. The big news on our campus today is damage from the heavy wind that blew into the area last night and this morning. The strong gusts left a stop sign, a barrier, and a banner, all broken in front of Memorial Hall today. Winds also led to power outages throughout campus. Campus police officers were directing traffic where lights have lost power, and crews are working hard to get things back in order. Although classes will remain in session, the wind is expected to continue to average about 30 miles per hour throughout tonight and into tomorrow. The trouble extended off campus as well. Winds blew this tree into power lines at Umstead Drive and Pritchard Avenue. The fallen tree blocked traffic, sending most travelers the other way, except for this guy who seemed to have no problem getting around the mess. Winds were even strong enough to snap this utility pole in two. Trees were down on parts of Franklin Street as well.
Robert the U-Bus driver is well known for talking while driving, but reporter Christy Koryakin says that might not happen anymore.
It doesn't matter if you're a crackhead, pothead, knucklehead, or airhead, because all on the bus is still what? You now say somebody.
If you ride Chapel Hill buses, you've probably heard that before from driver Robert Moore. Robert the U-Bus driver is widely known for chatting with passengers and delivering inspirational mottos.
My personality to be nice to people, and that's what the motto is all about. You upset because I do the mottos, but you know, I think most people like it.
But at least one person didn't like it. Somebody on Moore's HU route complained to the Chapel Hill Transit, and now people on his bus won't be getting their daily dose of inspiration.
Director of Chapel Hill Transit, Steve Spade, says as a matter of town policy and to protect employee privacy, he won't speak about the complaint or the department's decision. Robert says the department told him not to engage in prolonged conversation or to say his mottos.
Just sit there, just drive like a little robot.
And he doesn't think that decision was made fairly.
I want a fair chance. If I do something wrong, so be it. Somebody call in, but at least go out there and investigate.
While some people don't like being put on the spot and asked to turn to their neighbor to say, I am somebody,
I would sometimes pretend like I was reading something so I didn't have to do it.
Many riders are upset by the decision. Robert is well liked and even has his own Facebook fan club with 533 members. Among those members, Tyler Hansborough.
Yeah, Robert's my guy.
Yeah?
It's really, hope it doesn't ruin my career. It's motivated me a lot on and off the court.
Regular bus rider Dan Steele is starting a petition to try to get the decision reversed.
You're messing with something that the vast majority of people enjoy. Just one complaint, shouldn't be enough.
It's just a sad situation to me. I don't know how other people feel about it personally, but I feel bad about it because that's part of me.
But that part of Robert will be silent unless something changes. In Chapel Hill, I'm Christy Koryakin, Carolina Week.
Moore says unless the rules change, he doesn't know if he'll be driving for much longer.
A variety of groups from Greeks to poli-sci classes are coming together to support victims around the world. This week is UNC's first International Justice Week. Events include a movie night on Monday with a showing of Uganda Rising at 7:30 p.m. in the Union. Head to the library, The Bar on Franklin Street, on Tuesday at 10 p.m. to help raise money. There's a teach-in on Wednesday at 7 p.m. at the Campus Y, and Thursday, a march and vigil will start at 6:45 in the pit.
There's a new scholarship available at UNC, courtesy of the Study Abroad program's largest donation in history. Reporter Michael Saklaridis has the story.
UNC announced the first class of Phillips Ambassadors last week. But what exactly is a Phillips Ambassador? Study Abroad Program Coordinator Dan Gold explains.
This program provides scholarship money up to $5,000 to up to 50 UNC students a year to go on approved study abroad programs in Asia.
The Phillips Ambassadors program is made possible through a generous gift from Earl N. Phillips, a 1962 Carolina graduate. Phillips believes that the 21st century belongs to Asia and hopes this gift will stimulate students to spend their study abroad experiences focused on this important region. The Phillips Scholarship Program provides students the opportunity to choose between a spring semester or summer semester abroad and provides over 40 different programs in Asia and India. UNC junior Adam Shafanov is in the inaugural scholarship class and is looking forward to the experience that lies ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to Shanghai, China for 2.5 months. To study. I'm going to be studying Mandarin Chinese and the class about Chinese business practices and Chinese business culture over there. So it's going to be an adventure. I have no idea what to expect. I don't even know how to say hello in Chinese.
For more information about the Phillips Ambassadors program, you can log on to our website at carolinaweek.org. In Chapel Hill, I'm Michael Saklaridis, Carolina Week.
The Phillips Scholarship includes 10 programs in China and India alone.
Activists across the country are asking Congress to step it up, demanding an 80% reduction of carbon emissions by the year 2050. One of the more than 1,400 rallies took place Saturday here on campus on the steps of South Building. Several Chapel Hill residents biked over to listen to speakers discuss climate control. After enjoying live music and playing games, they gathered for this group photo, which you're seeing coming up, which they sent this photo to Congress, asking the members in Congress to step it up. North Carolina legislators have a plan to save students money for the upcoming school year. You might think this is a lot of money, but the average North Carolina student spends $800 to $1,200 on textbooks every year. Last month, the UNC Board of Governors approved a plan to help reduce the cost of textbooks. If it passes, Senate Bill 1392 will exempt college textbooks from sales tax. Students enrolled in large intro classes like Psych 101 will be guaranteed buybacks from campus bookstores or will be allowed to rent books. The bill also demands that professors file orders early so bookstores have time to find the best prices.
Well, summer might be just around the corner, but it's never too warm for a nice bowl of chili, especially when it's for a good cause. Friday afternoon, Sigma Chi held a chili cook-off to raise money for the Millennium Village Project. $5 got you all-you-can-eat chili and hot dogs, ooh, I can feel the heartburn, along with some entertaining lawn games and music. The afternoon did get a little serious when the judge pulled up to the table. Seniors Nick Christopher and David Pontius were the winners with their extra special recipe.
Which is Chili-O chili seasoning. Chili-O chili seasoning is a secret ingredient. Yeah, so I'm so excited.
That's because they walked away with a brand new grill. Sigma Chi donated $460 to the Millennium Village Project, which helps improve housing in African villages.
The makers of Budweiser have released a line of hip malt liquor energy drinks.
But are these little bottles enticing teenagers? We'll have more coming up.
I hang out with a pretty trashy circle. The circle that helps this circle by recycling trash. We sort glass, plastic, separate cans, stack newspapers and magazines. Now, thanks to us, there are lots of products made from things we've already recycled. This cereal box wants your Sunday paper. These paper clips, in a more daring life, a 56 convertible. The circle works like this. It starts when we recycle trash at home and at work. It's completed when we buy products made from or packaged in recycled materials. How do you know the difference? Check the label for something called post-consumer recycled content. It looks like this. Make a mental note. Then buy the highest percentage of it you can find. You'll save a tree, you'll save energy, and in your own way, you'll help save the world. Complete the circle.
Call 1-800-2-RECYCLE for your free shopping guide. Environmental Defense, finding the ways that work.
The Center for Science in the Public Interest is asking the company that makes Spike, a new alcoholic drink, to pull it from the shelves. Reporter Ashley Perryman explains.
Anheuser-Busch has been accused of marketing Spike, a caffeinated malt liquor beverage, at teenagers. The candy-colored drinks crept into the market through an internet campaign billing the products as a liquor energy drink. With a retail price of only $1 a bottle, high school teacher Mary Carter says the liquor's low cost is the most likely draw for teenagers.
Kids don't have a lot of money, so this being cheap, they could use pocket change to get this. Anything that they have lying around the house, they could pull change out of the couch and get a hold of this and have their drink for the day.
The use of internet advertising has made regulation increasingly difficult, allowing advertisers to push the boundaries. Companies are using websites to stimulate word-of-mouth promotion more frequently, especially with experimental products. Former advertising director and UNC professor John Sweeney admits the line between the late teens and early 20s demographics is a thin one, but says alcohol brewers must act with utmost caution.
And I think the issue of sort of stealth marketing adult products to kids, the movie industry has been caught at it, and for alcohol to be doing it is just flat unacceptable.
The experts say the company must issue a public response about these complaints quickly to avoid long-term consequences. In Chapel Hill, I'm Ashley Perryman, Carolina Week.
Spike is stronger than most alcoholic drinks, containing 12% alcohol instead of the typical 6 to 9% in ordinary malt liquor.
If you're a senior, your time on campus is running out, and so is the amount of time left to donate to the senior class gift. Senior marshals were in the pit today, hoping to get students to donate to the class gift, which supports the Carolina Covenant. The Covenant provides low-income students with scholarships and allows seniors to donate to organizations like the Campus Y. Senior Marshal Angelia Duncan says students should give back to UNC because of the valuable experiences gained in college.
We've made friends, we've made great contacts for the future, and giving to a scholarship program like the Carolina Covenant ensures that students from low-income families will be able to have the same great Carolina experience.
The recommended donation is $20.07 for the class of 2007. The goal is $25,000. Well, if you like knights in shining armor and a good jousting match, then you would have been in heaven at the State Fairgrounds this weekend. Fire breathing, horseback juggling, and acrobatics. Not things you see every day. But many people saw those acts and more at the North Carolina Renaissance Fair. The fair brought crowds of medieval-clad fans eager to watch live shows like this one. Troupe leader Cameron Tomelli says his act, Barely Balanced, is all about having a good time.
A lot of it is just, we're best friends, so, we just, each week get together, clamber all over each other, beat each other up, throw sharp objects at each other's faces, it's a fun life.
The fun also included a horse show and a talking dragon act, which the younger audience members loved.
And we're joined now by weathercaster Mallory Nichols.
Hi, Mallory. Well, all I can say about this weather is what is going on and how long is it going to go on?
Well, it has been pretty crazy lately, but it's fortunately going to get better. The weather sure has been crazy lately, and the strong winds have forced trees and rivers into a frenzy. But are we going to get blown away like this little guy? I'll have the details after the break.
This used to be a good neighborhood. Now it's a mess. You got all these polyps running around. Sneaking in the devil.
Colon cancer almost always starts with the polyp. Get the polyp early and stop colon cancer before it even starts.
Where'd you think you were running to, huh?
I didn't even see you guys there.
Get the test, get the polyp.
I want to talk to my lawyer!
Get the cure.
I got a phone call!
I'm alive.
I'm alive.
I'm alive.
I'm alive too.
You know what? I'm alive.
We're alive because of biomedical research.
Biomedical research saves lives. North Carolina Association for Biomedical Research.
Hi, and welcome back to Carolina Week. I'm weather forecaster Mallory Nichols. If you went outside today, you probably got blown away like I did with all the strong winds, but we're actually fortunate because we only had the strong winds today. Up north in the Boston Marathon, or what I like to call the Boston Windathon, they not only had the strong winds, but rain and a wind chill of about 32 degrees. So I would have probably been one of those 2,500 that dropped out early on. The rest of the week looks pretty good. The fair weather will return. As far as the rest of the week is concerned, we won't have any rain in the forecast, just a few chances of clouds showing up in the forecast as well. And also average temperatures will return as well, meaning that we'll be in the mid-60s, closer to the upper 60s later in the week. So pretty average temperatures there. If we go to the satellite and radar, you'll see that nor'easter has moved off the coast, so we're pretty clear right now, but as you can see up here in the north, they're getting affected pretty badly right now with some severe weather that we saw for the majority of Sunday. They got quite a bit of rain and snow up there as well. If we go take a closer look, you'll see nothing heading on in North Carolina, but if we were to have the isobars on this map, you would see that they are really tight gradient, meaning that the pressure is really tight right now, which is what's giving us all the strong winds for today. So that's what's affecting us right now, but no clouds, no rain, so it's pretty good. And then if we go to the current satellite, you'll see that the low pressure system's moved off, nothing's happening. You do have a high pressure system sitting down south of us, so as we move into Tuesday, those winds will start to rotate clockwise around the high, and then it's still rotating counterclockwise around the low that's sitting off the coast. So we're going to get those winds coming from both of those areas, which will decrease the temperature a little bit, but not too bad. We'll still be in the 60s. And then if we go to Wednesday, you'll see that low pressure system has started to move east, and it's going to stay to the south of us. This is going to move in about Wednesday night. So Wednesday, we'll start to see an increase in clouds, and then into Wednesday night, it'll start to increase a little bit more, but it will act as a blanket, so we'll start to warm up. And then Thursday, those temperatures will start to increase a little bit more. If we go to the 4-day forecast, you'll see the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we have pretty much sunshine. You know, there's hardly any clouds except for that little bit that's going to show up around Wednesday night. And then the temperatures are going to stay around in the 60s until Friday. We see a little bit of an increase around in the 70s. And then our lows are going to be around down in the lower 40s, and then even 38 on Tuesday night, but that'll increase as the week moves on. So the rest of the week looks pretty decent as far as the weather's concerned. We won't have any rain in our forecast.
All right, well, I'm just glad to see that it's going to clear up, and I hope that they're able to take care of all those power outages quickly.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mallory.
No problem.
Well, you know, the Carolina-Duke rivalry reaches beyond the basketball court. On Thursday, musicians from both schools took that rivalry to the stage.
1, 2, 1.
6 bands competed in a Duke-Carolina Battle of the Bands. The event featured a blues band from Duke and an indie rock group from UNC called Sweater Weather. With the help of some tenacious percussion, Sweater Weather won first place and $500.
And we're joined now by sportscaster Deshaun Brown. And Deshaun, of course, we're better at Duke, and we're better than Duke a lot of the times in football. And I'm getting really excited about the Butch Davis era.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm pretty much predicting a blowout in this year's UNC-Duke matchup, but we'll save that for a later time. Coming up in sports, Saturday, the Tar Heel faithful came out to Kenan Stadium to see Butch Davis hard at work with the Carolina football team. And expectations were high. We'll have the highlights coming up.
Global warming. Some say irreversible consequences are 30 years away. 30 years? That won't affect me.
Why do they call it a funny bone? Why can't penguins fly? Like a sea safety. Can we go to the moon on vacation?
If you think it's tough answering these questions, imagine the ones you'll get if your child is diagnosed with cancer. CureSearch.org can help. It's run by doctors and scientists whose research has led to an overall cure rate of 78%. You're not as alone as you feel.
Welcome to Carolina Week Sports. I'm Deshawn Brown. Now, the Duke Blue Devils came to Chapel Hill during the weekend for a 3-game series with the Carolina baseball team. In Game 1, senior pitcher Robert Woodard pitched a complete game shutout and earned his 300th career win. His 30th, excuse me. The defense kept the Blue Devils off the board with some sensational plays like this. Shortstop Josh Horton made this ridiculous throw from his knees to retire Duke's Nate Freeman. Offensively, the Heels recorded 7 runs on 12 hits. Chad Flack broke out of a power slump with this towering shot for his 2nd home run of the season. The Heels win 7-0, extending their win streak against Duke to 8-0, dating back to 2004. Surely that streak would continue against lowly Duke, right? Wrong. The Heels split Saturday's doubleheader, and Duke shellacked UNC 9-3 as Dustin Ackley went hitless, snapping the 3rd longest hitting streak in UNC history at 28 games. The Heels rallied in the final game, winning 7-4. Carolina football fans were treated to their first taste of the Butch Davis era during the annual spring game on Saturday. Nearly 10,000 fans came out to Kenan Stadium to see the Heels compete in a 90-minute scrimmage. Redshirt freshman quarterback T.J. Yates had an impressive day. He completed 10 of 15 attempts for 163 yards and 3 touchdowns. Ooh, he drills this one. Even though it was only a scrimmage, the players didn't shy away from contact. Joe Daly looking for the open man here. But check this out. Cornerback Jermaine Strong lays out Richie Rich with this massive hit that brought the crowd to its feet. After the game, Coach Davis said he's impressed with the team's upbeat attitude, especially after a 3-9 season.
Their enthusiasm and their passion and their willing to work has been a godsend. I mean, they have been as eager as any football team I've ever been around to change what's happened in the past. I mean, I think they want to win.
And we want to win too. Now, flying without wings or with the help of an airplane sounds impossible, but I spoke with one Carolina athlete who does it all the time.
My name is Ryan Jenks, and I'm a pole vaulter.
She speaks softly, but boy, does she carry a big stick. Excuse me, big pole.
I consider it like the extreme event in track and field. You know, track and field is always kind of very traditional, running, jumping, and now that pole vaulting is becoming a little bit more popular, especially among women, it's kind of edgy, it's kind of extreme, and pole vaulters kind of have a reputation of being a little bit out there and a little bit crazy.
What could possibly be crazy about trusting a pole to vault your body 12 feet into the air?
Rather than planting straight up overhead, like this, if you plant to the side, you get thrown right into that nice pillar over there, so that's kind of fun.
Not so much. But for the senior, what began as a way to earn points for her high school track team turned into an ACC championship in her sophomore season. That sounds more like fun.
It's been exciting because I constantly still have to work at it. I'm so new. I do so many things wrong still that it's still a challenge.
The biggest challenge of all? The vault itself.
I feel like it happens so fast. The hardest part to think about is right in here, the last few steps. You think a little bit more than when you're up in the air because everything just happens so fast. The pole hits, it bends, and you swing and then you fly off the pole.
And off to unforeseen heights. Now Jenks will compete in the ACC Outdoor Championships Wednesday in College Park, Maryland. It stayed dry just long enough on Sunday for the women's lacrosse team to set some records. It was a good day to be a UNC lacrosse fan. The Lady Heels had an easy time with Longwood College on Sunday afternoon, setting school records for goals and margin of victory. Goalie Kristen Horty didn't have too much to do during the game because there were so many of these. During both halves, it was just goal after goal, and the score climbed higher. It seemed like there was a goal every other minute. 15 different UNC players scored as Carolina's explosive offense overwhelmed Longwood's defense. The Heels would go on to win 24-2. Carolina softball faced Virginia Tech on Saturday in a battle for first place in the league. Taking a break from spring football, fans and even Dick Bedore came out to watch the ACC's best. In the first game, the Heels started strong, loading the bases with this hit from Casey Testa, but they just couldn't get past third base. Now, Virginia Tech on offense now knocks this one well out of the ballpark for the home run. Saturday featured two of the best pitchers in the nation, Lisa Norris and Angela Tincher. Both notched double-digit strikeouts, but Tincher came out on top with the win and sole possession of first place in the ACC. There was a Duke infestation in Chapel Hill this weekend. Women's tennis welcomed the Blue Devils to the Cone-Kenfield Indoor Tennis Center. It was senior day for 11th-ranked North Carolina. The Heels took an early lead against 18th-ranked Duke and never let up, winning 4-0. The Heels head into the postseason 20-7. With this weekend's baseball and tennis wins, North Carolina now holds a 1-point lead in the Carlisle Cup, the all-sports competition between Duke and UNC. With 26 points available, the Heels need 3 more points to claim the cup outright. In case of a tie, Carolina will keep the cup after winning it 2 years in a row. And Adam, you know, a little birdie just told me that you used to pole vault in high school.
I did used to pole vault in high school.
Used to pole vault
yeah,
in high
I know.
school.
Hard to believe, huh? But she makes it look much, more graceful than I did. But yeah, I was a pole vaulter, did it 2 years, and had my share. She was talking about flying off the side or the back of the mat. I think I did that more than landing flat on my back, nice and pretty.
A bit of a scary experience, I'm sure.
Yeah,
all right, Deshaun, so what's your prediction for this Carlisle Cup? How do you think it's going to turn
Well,
out?
UNC has been the victor for the past few years, so I'm pretty sure we'll pull it out again.
All right, thanks, Deshaun.
No problem.
Chapel Hill is known for its vibrant music scene.
There are local musicians who cater to every taste imaginable. Coming up, the story of a Hillsborough school teacher who takes a more natural approach to music.
If you have a story idea, contact Carolina Week at 843-8292. You can also visit us online at carolinaweek.org. If you have questions about this program, write Carolina Week at Campus Box 3365, UNCCH, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, 27599.
An elementary school teacher in Hillsborough is known for an interesting hobby. Reporter Will Hallman reveals this teacher's call of the wild.
Name Benjamin Trueblood. I live in Hillsborough. I'm married. I teach 2nd grade. Most of my life is consumed with being a teacher. But in spare nooks and crannies, I find interesting noises and pull them through machines and create little noise orchestras. I pick up sounds from just about everywhere.
Oh, that's good. Hold on. I gotta record that. That's a tire, an old tire. Now it's an instrument, I guess.
Some people will hear, like when they're listening to it, they'll hear like, oh, this is very, atmospheric. I'm hearing like more like dance music. If you imagine like the same sort of abandon and wildness that you'd have at a keg party, or like imagine animals getting down like that, like, booty dancing, crumping, birds crumping. It's dance music for squirrels or something. My hope is that if people listen to the noise, they will go out on a walk somewhere and be aware of the hidden order in the chaos.
That is definitely an interesting hobby. I'm still trying to get past him referring to animals booty dancing.
Yeah, I know. We do want to let you know we just got word from folks in Granville Towers that the power that's been out from the storm, the wind today, will not be back on until tomorrow. That's word from one of the resident assistants in the RA in Granville Towers, and we did want to pass that news along to you.
That's too bad. Well, be sure to turn into Carolina Week this Wednesday at 5 p.m. That does it for this edition of Carolina Week.
Thanks so much for watching. Good night.